Okay, so we're going to talk about the multi-step linear equations right now. Okay, so the different steps that we said yesterday are going to be first, we are going to figure out what's going on with the problem. Okay. This means that we're going to write it out in words. Second, once we figure out what we're going to do with the problem, we're going to do the opposite operation of what is happening to the variable. Third, what we do to one side, we're going to do to the other side. Okay? This is the golden rule of mathematics. We cannot change things without changing the other side if we want them to be equal. Okay? Now, these are the ones we've been doing for the one-step equations. Now, we are doing the multi-step or two-step equations. There's going to be rule number 4. Rule number 4 is actually going to be what we have to remember first. So even though it's down here at number 4, this is going to be one that's going to be something that we want to remember for all of our multi-step problems. We're going to work in reverse PEMDAS. Okay. So normally we please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, here we're going to do the opposites of any subtraction or addition, then any division and multiplication. Then we're doing exponents. Then we're going to do the parentheses. Now, the parentheses that we are going to have to watch out for are going to be the ghosts. Okay? So, in the problem that we have, problem is
n plus 5
over
minus 16
minus 16 is
equals minus 1.
Minus 1. Okay. So here, I'm going to write this out in words. We have n plus 5 all divided by negative 16 equals negative 1. Right? Okay. So, notice how I say all divided. Because if I just said 5 divided by 16, it would just be this divided by 16, right? So all of this is divided.
N plus 5.
It's going to be our ghost parentheses, guys. That's our ghost parentheses right here. There's a parenthesis above and below every division sign, and above and, or rather below every bar, basically. If we have a bar, you can treat that as there's an invisible parenthesis above and below. Now here, the invisible parentheses don't matter because there's only one thing. But here, the parentheses matter because we have two things. So I cannot touch this until we get rid of this. Okay? So that's my invisible parenthesis right there. So now, let's get rid of this. Sorry, guys.
What do you mean the invisible parentheses of the bottom?
Invisible parentheses, you can imagine that there are.
Yeah, but why?
But because under every symbol, there are. Under and over every division symbol. Always imagine that there are parentheses there. Now here, they don't matter, right? Because there's only one thing. But if there had been more, so if it had been n plus 5 over 16 plus 1, for example, there, again, there are parentheses. okay?
Okay.
So, but because here, there's only one item, we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so moving forward, now we have to look at our working in reverse PEMDAS. I'm going to do the opposite of the, oh, this addition right here is in the parentheses, so that goes over here, so I can't touch that yet. So, okay, there's no addition outside of a parenthesis, there's no subtraction outside of a parenthesis, but there is division. So now I'm going to do the opposite of division, which is multiply, right? So I'm going to multiply by negative 16, okay? Now, if we need to, we can put the over 1 to make sure that we keep it in the right lines. And so that's going to cancel out that, that's going to cancel out that. Now, what we do to one side, though, we have to do to the other side. So then it's going to be 16 times negative 1 on this side, right?
But you did it in both sides.
Yes, I did it on both sides. You have to do it on both sides.
But now you're doing it on 3 sides.
No, it's only this times this, that's 1, right? And then this times this, that's the other. So that's both sides, minus 16. And so now this drops down. N plus 5 is equal to negative 16. Okay? So now I can do the opposite of this one. I'm going to take away 5 from this side. I'm going to take away 5 from this side. And then I get N is equal to negative 16 minus 5 is equal to negative 21. And that's my answer. Okay? Any questions? All right. That's good.